If you have ever been on the fence about using a projector for sewing, or you didn't even know projector sewing was a thing, this video is for you. I've been sewing since I was 9 and I've been making patterns for over 20 years. And let me tell you, switching to a projector used for my patterns was extremely intimidating. But as someone who's getting more and more into digital pattern making, and also I pride myself on being a sustainable business, I'm always looking for ways to reduce the amount of waste that I'm making, how to speed up my workflow. And honestly, I was just tired of dealing with the hassle of taping all of my patterns together. So what exactly is projector sewing? If you've ever purchased a digital pattern, most likely you would get a PDF that you would print out on your home printer onto letter paper, and then you would have to cut and tile it together, taping it together, and then cutting out the full pattern, right? The other option you have is you can have it printed large format, which either requires you to go to somewhere like Staples or whatnot to have it printed, or I recommend there's PDF plotting online. You can put your PDF in there and they'll mail that to you. But again, you don't have instant gratification. If you want to buy a pattern and then immediately start making it, you have to wait, or you have to tile it together. But what if there was a third option? And that's where projector sewing comes in, where you can actually take your PDF pattern and project it directly onto your fabric so you can immediately start cutting. I personally do not have a working printer, so anytime I wanted to test my patterns that I was making, make corrections, I would have to go somewhere to have my pattern reprinted. Again, cut into my workflow, paper wastage. So this was super appealing to me, but also I'm not the most tech savvy person, so it was also deeply intimidating. With setting up my projector, I can just go ahead and make a correction to my pattern and then immediately go to cut it out and see if that correction worked or not. I'm making this video so you can see exactly what it is like to set up a projector for the very first time. I know some of you may have a lot of questions about, if I go out and buy one, is it going to take forever to set up? Am I going to go crazy from trying to calibrate it? I'm not the most tech savvy person. Is this really going to work for me? I'm here to show you the entire process from start to finish for someone who has never used a projector before. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell you what projector I use, how I mounted it, and most importantly, whether or not it'll work for me. So whether or not projector sewing is something that you're interested in implementing yourself, or you're just curious more about how I run my sustainable business, this video is for you. Before we jump in, I'm just going to give you a very quick rundown of the projector that I am using for this. The projector is a MagCubic HY300 Pro Mini Projector 4K. Mouthful. I got it directly from their official website. It was really affordable and it came, I think, within a week of me ordering, so it was super fast. I chose this one because it fits my ceiling height, which if you do your research, you'll know that which projector you go with depends entirely on your space and how it works for you. I have very low ceilings, so a lot of options don't work for me. However, I have a very, very small studio space, and I did not want a projector on taking up space on my tiny heading table or any of my shelves, because my shelves are prime real estate. I really liked the idea of mounting it to my ceiling. I have a dedicated studio space, so for having it as a permanent mount for me worked really well. But because of the low ceiling height, I have limited options. So this one worked for me. In my research, one of the main drawbacks for the particular projector that I chose was that it's not as bright as some of the others. However, if you can tell by the really poor lighting in here, my studio space is not very bright. I'm also kind of a night owl, so I regularly work at night, and I do have blackout curtains, so if it was a particularly sunny day, I have options. The fact that it wasn't as bright for me wasn't a huge concern, but keep that in mind for your space. Also, if you have a really nicely bright area that you sew in, I'm jealous. The mount that I used is a custom mount made by projectorsewing.com, which is again where I got all of the information on which projector to choose. The mount came with all the necessary hardware that I needed to mount the projector. So really the projector and the mount was pretty much all I needed. The only additional things that I did have to purchase were an HDMI cable to connect the projector to my computer, and I needed an extension cord to plug it in, and pretty much that was it. All right, I think that's all the information you need. Let's get into it. Let's see how that setup went. All right, so this is my cutting table. This is where I cut everything. So ideally, my plan is to mount it from the ceiling directly down so that it projects out onto this cutting mat. But before I do the permanent solution and start drilling holes into my ceiling, I'm just gonna set it up kind of temporarily, like maybe up on this shelf, try and get it to work, see how it works before I ultimately mount it to my ceiling. This custom piece will attach this to the projector and then this to the ceiling. So this is where we're gonna get to. We'll try and do a temporary setup just to see if I can like figure it out first and all that, and then before I permanently mount it. That's the ultimate goal, shall we say. Extension cord so that I can get it all the way up where I need it to go. I also get a step ladder for this. Yes, I could, but I am being lazy, so we're doing this with a chair. Can also, you know, have power on it. Oh, look at that, projecting. All right, so I need it this way. Just to give you a little insight into what my thought process was here, I decided that I would attach the custom mount, and then I thought I could maybe use a C-clamp or something to temporarily just mount it to my bookshelf to start the process to see if it would work. But unfortunately, as I was trying to just place it, the projection wasn't projecting where I needed it to be, and so I had to rethink my idea. Okay, take two. I got one of my old cheap tripods to attach it to try this out. It's got a little broken leg, so hopefully it stays put while we attempt to try this. Let's see, are there batteries in this? No. AAA's. One more second while I go get more battery. So I got it on a cheap tripod, but obviously this is in landscape. There's no way to change the orientation. So I need to orient the tripod so that it is vertical with your cutting surface. Gotta be really careful with this because my tripod is broken. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up getting really frustrated with the broken tripod. I tried to orient this thing so badly onto the table. I tried lowering the table that you'll see to be able to get it to project properly. Nothing was working. I forgot to film it, but I ultimately ended up putting the mat on the floor. I got it connected to the Wi-Fi, and then I was able to mirror my phone, and I decided that that was enough, and it was gonna work, and I went straight to mounting it to my ceiling. Quite the struggle bus. To determine where I needed to mount the projector on my ceiling, I made myself a makeshift plumb bob from this random screw and some rope that I had laying around my apartment to determine where the center of the table was. And I made it by tying a knot with the rope around the base of the screw. And then I had to make a second knot higher up so that the screw would go straight down as opposed to on an angle when it's just tied once. So the second knot is extremely important to make it go up and down, if that makes sense. And then I just held it up to my ceiling and patiently waited for it to stop swinging. And that was where I knew the center of the table was in relation to where it was on the ceiling. And then I marked it. Now that mark would be for the eye of, or the lens, the center of the lens of the projector, and not where I would actually put the screws. So I reattached the custom mount to determine, I wanted to double check and make sure that the mark that I had made really was the right spot that I wanted, and then I needed to mark the actual screw holes that I would be making in the ceiling. Since I didn't need to find an actual stud, I just used a finishing nail and hammered it in to determine whether or not I was going into a stud or not, so I knew whether I was drilling a pilot hole for a screw or an anchor, and it was an anchor for both of them. Here's where I think I messed up a little bit. I was too ginger with the hammer and the anchor, and so I thought I needed to make the hole bigger. Turns out I ended up making the holes too big. So then I had to go out, and I forgot to film this, but I got this plaster. There were these little discs that you put in water and then you wrap it around the anchor, and that made the anchor larger to fit in the larger hole. And it was an extra step that wasn't necessary. It ended up working out in the end. I was able to get the anchors in, I was able to screw them out, and all is well, and you'd never know that I messed up. But yeah, avoid my mistake of doing that and drill the holes the correct size to begin with. All right, final moment of truth. I was able to turn the projector on for the first time after completing the mounting, and I did a little happy dance because, let's face it, it was pretty much in the center of the table. It needed to be adjusted ever so slightly, so I used the manual adjustment, and I realized that it wasn't quite 100% level, so I ended up searching my apartment for something that I could use as a shim. I ended up finding this tiny scrap piece that was a couple millimeters. I can't tell you what it is or where it is from. It looks like it's supposed to be like a vinyl edge for something. No idea. But it ended up working perfectly to get it level. And then all I had to do was adjust the settings to focus to get it 100% focused. And that was it. I was ready to start calibrating it and get it prepared for my first pattern. If you've never used a projector for sewing, before you can just go ahead and project whatever pattern you want to cut out, you have to calibrate the projector first in order to make sure that the pattern that you're using is projected to 100% scale. Now, I'm using a MacBook Pro and an HDMI cable to project, and then I'm using Pattern Projector, which is on the Projector Sewing website, as a free tool to calibrate it. If you notice there's a rectangular grid, you can set it to either centimeters or inches. My cutting mat is in inches, so I'm using inches. And all you're gonna do is you're going to scale that rectangle. You can use the corners to adjust it, as well as there's a box that you can choose whatever dimensions you want your final grid to be. I just picked something that was within the mat itself. And then you just move the corners until the grid lines up with the mat, and then you know it's to scale. This process is a little bit trickier by yourself because sometimes you need to make some really tiny adjustments. And so I kept having to go back and forth between looking at the grid and then going back to my computer and making some adjustments. Now, because I made the rectangle smaller than the grid just because my computer was getting in the way, I measured just to make my life a little bit easier because I was having difficulty counting because the two lines were messing with my brain a little bit. Once the grid perfectly aligns, I was ready to open up a pattern. I went ahead and opened up my shark toy pattern, which you can get in the link in my bio if you would like to make your own shark toy. Holds a little water bottle. And then I took my paper pattern out to just put it on top to triple check that I had done this all correctly. I don't know why, but the pattern looked bigger on projected than it was, but it was 100% to scale. So yeah, I was ready and good to go. All right, I'll be honest, the whole process went a lot smoother than I expected it to be. Really, the main issue, I guess, that I faced was I drilled the holes too big for the anchors, so I had to use something to fix that, but it all worked out. We problem solved, and honestly, now that it's mounted, you would never know that I didn't quite do that correctly. Once I mounted it and got everything calibrated, I was so surprised at how easy it was to just immediately start projecting a pattern, and away I went. Like, it was so easy. What would have been a very long process with having to go somewhere, get a pattern printed, having to cut and tile it all together and get to actually then cutting. Like, that process is now instantaneous. I can create a pattern, and once it is digitized into a PDF, I can immediately project it and start cutting. It's much faster. This setup is already a game changer for my workflow, especially as I intend to release more pet patterns in the future this year. If you sew for your pets or you want to, definitely make sure to subscribe because I have so many fun designs in the works that I can't wait to share with you. If you found this video helpful, definitely let me know in the comments. Do you think a projector could work for your sewing setup? And if you still have questions after this video, definitely drop them below. I'm happy to answer them. If you hate tiling patterns together, if you struggle to store them, and or you just want an easier, more instant gratification to starting your project, I highly recommend giving projector sewing a try. With projectors becoming more and more popular now just for viewing and place of TVs, there's so many affordable options for projectors now out on the market, and there are incredible resources. I highly recommend projectorsewing.com. It is where I got all the information. It is super helpful for figuring out which projector will be the best for your space, as well as their Facebook group is great for problem solving and troubleshooting any issues that you might have during the process. I really hope that this video helps you. For someone like me who is super intimidated to finally take the plunge even after all that research, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.